If you didn't need money, I mean genuinely didn't need the money, what would you do with the rest of your life on this earth? Now, that's the question I had to ask myself over a year ago before I became a dad. Now, before we start racking out the brains for your answer, in this video, I'm going to break down why I decided to walk away from flipping properties temporarily. And if you are thinking about becoming an electrician like I aspire to be, what route you need to take, what to expect, and how to potentially get these electrician courses for free, my man. Let's get into it, oh man. Yes, sir.
I feel like if you was learning carpentry, you'd say you
Nah, boring.
You don't want to be a carpenter.
That don't stimulate me.
You don't know? You haven't done it yet?
No, I have. I've done the cupboard upstairs and I made a mess of it. Because you don't want to get to a country and then you have to do the whole course again. Sitting gills are internationally recognised. The ability to earn money independently from a system which is purposely, I would like to consider out to destroy small to medium businesses. And with the need for data centres, you're going to get a job regardless. But just know that when those data centres are built, my friend, you better have a plan B. So I stepped out to get a few rays of sunshine. Fortunately for me, I'm in steady old Birmingham. I know, don't get too jealous. But anyway, I'm going to signpost this video so you know what to expect. First part is me breaking down who I am and a little bit of history. Secondly, why I decided to actually walk away from a lucrative strategy where I'm flipping property and making some decent money. Thirdly, like having a trade is not the be all and end all. Quite the contrary, to be fair. But lastly, what route that you need to take, and if you want to go the slow way or you want to go the quick way. So when I left school, I went to do a plumbing course at South Birmingham College, and I only did 1 year. It was cut short because I seen the opportunity to do a 2-year gas course to become a qualified gas engineer, and that was back in 2012, so a long time ago. Smashed out that course, and ever since then I've been gas qualified. Now, if you're an engineer, you know that you have to renew your license every 5 years, and that's what I've done. That has been my bread and butter. So I have a solid foundation into being a tradesman, therefore the skills are quite transferable when it comes to electrics. And by that time, when I was kind of in my youth years, I did attempt to do the level 2 electrical course, but I just wasn't there. Like, I wasn't smart enough. So I'm actually more confident now, given I've educated myself a bit more. I never used to read in secondary school, and it's been a long journey. But now I've got more confidence to do the electric course, and hence the reason why I've done it. So fast forward, I still do my odd jobs here and there, but back in early 2020, I started learning about property, and I did a variety of strategies: property sourcing, Airbnbs, flipped properties using the city sell strategy, where you can actually flip properties without buying it. And all I used to do is negotiate deals with sellers who couldn't sell their property, and combine my trade skills, knowing how to refurb bathrooms, kitchens and all that stuff, electrics, and just say, look, I'll do up your property and we kind of split the profit, or I take the difference of what we agree. That was my profit. And if you want to find out more of how I did that, go check out my YouTube videos right here. But it's not about that. And if you want to learn how to use this powerful strategy, especially for tradesmen as well, or thinking about getting into the trade, then check the link in my description. There's a free playbook of how this strategy actually works. Now let me break down why I decided to start flipping property temporarily and actually take on an electric course. 2 words: self-sufficiency. Now, there's a few reasons that come underneath that as well. The ability to teach my children valuable skills, which will be absolutely gold dust as we move into this weird technological society. I want to actually build an eco-friendly home as well. The ability to earn money independently from a system which is purposely, I would like to consider out to destroy small to medium businesses, normal way of life for their weird agenda. I'm not going to go into like conspiracy style doomsday sort of thing, but like anybody that has some hindsight can see what's actually going on. Another point is the ability to travel and work anywhere I want, my man, and income that is not directly tied to the internet. Although internet money is good, just know that it may be conditional in the future. Now, remember when you was growing up and hopefully you had parents that were looking out for your best of interest and equipping you for the future or the world that you may live in. After becoming a father, my responsibility now is getting my lovely child equipped for what is coming. And unfortunately, she's not going to live in a world that we are right now, and she will never experience life the way I've experienced it. It's a sad truth, really sad, and I think about it a lot. I actually spend most of my time, like 80% of my time now, learning stuff, like just getting my self-sufficiency game up to scratch and taking that responsibility on. Now, any skills that I choose to learn or any skills that I have, I want her to inherit them, and she then becomes independent, because with independence comes freedom which is valuable, too valuable. And you can see in a system where they are on a mission to get people in a state of dependency for whatever weird agenda that they may have. So it's not too technical as to why I decided to do this. Now, because I know property is always going to be there. Like, there's always going to be people that need a home, people that need to be sold to, and, well, subject to certain things, but the market's still going to be there in about a year or two. So my objective really is to learn and kind of spend more time, a more percentage of my time, learning valuable skills that are going to be everlasting, and not only my child could benefit from, but other people that are around me, whether that be community or family members, that at least you become a valuable resource. And that's one of my things at the moment that I see, like streaming going mad around the world. It's like, you got these people that are streaming but don't have any actual intrinsic value to offer to people. Just imagine if they did. I think people will be actually more productive and, like, yeah, the rest that goes in it. I'm not gonna go on a tangent, but you see where I'm going with this. So my objective now is just become somebody of value. That is it. And let's move on to actually why I think having a trade is not the be all and end all. Now, when you think of a trade, it's good because it provides you with freedom and a sense of security. I say freedom because, like, I could get a job now and go and do a job and earn a decent amount of money. And it gives you freedom because you can go anywhere you want as long as you've got a valuable skill in the right market. Yeah, you'll be able to feed your family, and that's what's most important, right? So, but what you need to understand is that it's not gonna make you a rich man if you stay as a tradesman. Now, the reason why is because in order to earn more, you need to exchange your time, and unfortunately your time is capped. So the only way you can become rich, if your objective is to become rich, is to run a trade business. But it depends on your goals. Like for me, when I started out in property, my goal was like to have a certain amount of money and a certain amount of properties, and I was like, why do I need that now? I'm at a point in my life where I'm trying to like detach myself to so many connections because I feel like less is more. So that's where I'm at. So if you are looking to do the trade, just know that you ain't gonna make dough from it. You need to learn the laws of leverage, whether you're leveraging off people's time, people's experience, and to get to that goal that you want to get to. But let's break down the route that you need to take if you want to take the route that I am. So if you are a qualified electrician who specializes in renewable energy, I'm talking solar panels, batteries, the lot, mate, I want to learn it all. I'm looking for a placement the second half of the year. I've got the tools, I've got the wheels, I got the will, I just need the know-how, okay? So I'd appreciate if you can reach out and connect with me. I'm willing to learn. So if you need somebody who's going to be an asset rather than a liability, I'm your man. Let's get into it. Now, if I told you most electricians are not electricians, would you believe me that they are electrician? Now, the reason why they're not electrician, that's 4 times by the way, is that you could do a level 2 course, mate, and say that you are an electrician or a competent person. If you read most like electrical manuals when you're installing stuff, right? Let's say, oh, to be installed by an electrician or a competent person. Well, what would you consider a competent person? So I'm currently studying a level 2 electrical course. I think it's 2365. Yeah, it is a level 2 diploma. So this is the route. Once you do your level 2 diploma, which is mostly theory based, you then move on to doing your level 3 electrical diploma, which is also theory based and a bit of practical. Once you get that out of the way, then you need to do your level 3 NVQ, which is mostly on-site work. And once you've done that, then you can consider yourself as an electrician. unless you want to do an AM2 assessment, where I believe once you do that you can actually work on like building sites, stuff like that. But you don't need that if you are looking to work like in houses and stuff like that. It's not necessary. Okay, so that's the route that I'm going to take. But the way I got my course for free is I'm based in Birmingham, and on the government website they have a scheme called Courses for Jobs or Jobs for Courses. And if that industry is in there, then you'll be able to kind of get some sort of funding. Now here in Birmingham you have a local authority called West Midlands Combined Authority, and they have a budget, because the objective here in the UK is to get more people into work, and you could take advantage of this. Do not sleep on this. This is a golden opportunity, I'm telling you. Yeah. Now if you earn below a particular income threshold, which I do, bear in mind this has changed throughout the years. I think if it's below like 35, then you're laughing basically. So for all those tradesmen that are earning 12,500, I know I do look out for you. You know, I do feel for you. Yeah, it is hard out there. Yeah, just know that you can get on the course. So that's the route that you need to take, really. So in your local authority, just find out who's offering grants or who's got these schemes available. And let me talk about the quick route versus the slow route. Now, I decided to go college only because I had the ability to attend evening school. Now, it's only like 3 hours per evening, which in theory it is at college, but I'm telling you, a lot of hours need to be done outside of college, so you have a better understanding of how things work. You have to put in the time. Don't think you can go college and then that's it, my man. Like, that's it, that's cushy. No. Listen, what you get out is what you put in. Simple as that. So the free route, level 2 course, unfortunately the colleges don't do like, let's say, 6-month course. No. Remember who pay their wages. Yeah, so they kind of long it out really. So it'll take you a whole academic year from like September all the way to like June. Now I got my course for free. Now I can get the level 3 course for free, but I don't think I'm gonna. Oh, how nice of you. Anyway, so I'm not gonna take that route because I just want to get this over, done and dusted. So that means if you cannot go down the college route, you're gonna have to do it privately. Now with these private people, companies, money is the goal, baby. Money is the motive. So expect to pay for my level 3 course now directly with City and Guilds. You're talking about 3 bags, 3.5, and that's just for the diploma. And then I got to think about MVQ and stuff like that. So when you get to the MVQ, just know that you're gonna have to either. I can't take the apprenticeship route. I don't have the time, and it's not for me. But if you want to take that route, you can take that route, and you should do the whole level 2, level 3, MVQ, the whole lot. But the fact that if you're like me and you have to take a different route, you're gonna have to hustle on the side, and you're gonna have to take on these courses in the evening to get everything done and dusted. Bearing in mind the City and Guilds one, it's about 3.5 bags. I think it's about 6 weeks, so you can bang it out very quickly. And just know that if you are going to select a type of governing body like City and Guilds, or if you're thinking about traveling the world, just double check. Like if you go for another governing body, I think LCL, whatever, just ensure that they are internationally known, because you don't want to get to a country and then you have to do the whole course again. City and Guilds are internationally recognized, so you shouldn't have a problem. I did some research. Like, you could get your qualification, yeah, onky dory, but you may need to take like a local test so you're familiar with their stuff and competent. You understand what I'm saying? So just go for it. I know it's going to be difficult upskilling, but I'm telling you, it's probably the best investment that you are going to make. It doesn't mean you have to become an electrician. Just become something that is going to be valuable in the next 5 years. Think ahead. I think you already know what you're going to do. Just do it. Something important I forgot to mention. There's a major skills shortage here in the UK, and this is how you can capitalise. Now, those people who are deep in the game, 10 years, 20 years, still in their 30s, 40s, they're going to do very well in the next 2 to 4 years. They're going to make as much money as possible, just based on supply and demand principles. And those who are qualifying now, as long as they get enough experience and if they're about, it's a no-brainer. They're gonna make dough. And with the need for data centers, you're going to get a job regardless. But just know that when those data centers are built, my friend, you better have a plan B. That's for sure. And that's the greatest thing about having the trade. You have it for life. It provides you with freedom and security. Wow, depending on the circumstances here. Anyway, the one thing I want to note here is, you see the older dons, the experienced electricians or tradesmen. Unfortunately, most of them don't want to teach the younger generation because the younger generation don't want to be taught these valuable skills. That's unfortunate to them. Now, the problem with that is they hold a lot of knowledge. And these tutors or older dons may not want to teach people in college. They don't want to put up with young people because if they put up with young people, it's a headache. They may not have the patience. But they will teach the younger people and the older generation as well, such as adult classes, right? But they're going to be like gold dust, so they're able to dictate their terms and their paycheck. So most of them may go into the private work, and this is the big thing, because what concerns me is like you got people out there that don't have the funds but have the willingness to learn. They have no choice to go down the college route. It takes ages, but if you got the option to like pay your way through this, private way may be the way for you. But just know that if you have people that are around you and their experience, look, cling on to them, learn as much as possible from them, and do not mess them about, because that is the difference between you possibly eating in the future and possibly not. It may seem like a doomsday sort of thing, but I'm just realistic with this stuff, okay? Now, if you do select the type of college, don't just take the course for its face value. Understand the environment, understand the setup, find out a bit more about the tutor, the demeanor, because the college that I'm at right now, let's just say the tutors that we started off with are no longer our tutors. They got replaced by some agency workers, okay? So just remember, this is your future that you need to take care of. So don't just take it for face value. And even when you go down the private route, remember, they're all about profit. So they want to get in as much people in there as possible and get as many people out with a smile on their face, okay? Bear that in mind. And understand that if you do take this route, of course you need level 2, level 3, but the MVQ is the most important piece of that puzzle, because it's all about portfolio building, proving that you've done that work out on site. So even if you do the theory, a place isn't guaranteed with the course that you may choose to buy. If you do go down that route, just make sure that there is the opportunity and it's legally binding that they find you a placement. That is the quickest route, my friend. So I hope you found this useful. If you want to find out more about my trade antics, I do have a TikTok called Kenan the plumber, and I go deep into some days when I'm at work doing what I can do. So if you find this useful as well, just let me know in the comments, and it lets me know that this hasn't been a complete waste of time and it's actually been of value to you.